Now to a CTV News exclusive, the vacation nightmare for an Ontario family when their young son fell ill in the Dominican Republic.
But instead of being taken to the hospital nearest their resort, they say they were taken more than half an hour away. CTV's Zarada Ullman joins us with the details. In Zarada, they also claim a deposit was demanded.
Michelle, that was after doctors told the Burleys they needed to admit Hunter to give him an MRI. The family says while they were concerned for their son's health, they were becoming increasingly concerned about whether his care was being prioritized.
It was their first family trip together, a vacation to Punta Cana to celebrate a birthday. Darren Burley says the first few days were going well at the Fantasia Bahia Principe, but on the fifth day, something went wrong.
All of a sudden, he started to have convulsions and became unconscious.
Their young son, Hunter, was having a seizure. The family was taken to a clinic at the neighboring Bahia Principe property.
No question, it was the scariest moment of my wife's and my life.
At that clinic, Hunter was given a drug to stabilize his fever. Hunter's condition began to improve, but the doctor on site thought otherwise.
The doctor on staff said, we need to rush your son to the hospital because we're concerned and he needs to undergo an MRI and some additional testing. We asked how far is the hospital away. They said 5 to 10 minutes and we're like, that's okay.
But the ride, Darren says, was much longer than 10 minutes.
I saw a hospital that we passed. So I would ask, like, why aren't we there yet? Why haven't we stopped? And there was no response.
After 33 minutes, they finally arrived. Darren says doctors wanted to admit his son into the hospital and run more tests. They wouldn't accept his medical travel insurance, instead asking for a deposit of $3,000 US.
After an argument where an armed guard was present, I demanded the release of my son. I was demanded to pay $1,000 US before I left for the consultation they gave him and one antibiotic.
Turns out the closest hospital to the resort where the family was staying was just a few kilometers away, but they were taken instead to a hospital more than 22 kilometers away. Darren says he questioned the resort manager the next day.
And the answer was simple. It was the hospital pays to have a clinic on site, so if an incident happens, they transport them to that hospital regardless of distance.
In a statement to CTV News, Bahia Principe says they are now reviewing the protocols and the information surrounding medical care at their resorts. The Burley family says they are speaking out, warning families to do their homework before they leave for vacation.
When you go on vacation, I like to think that I trust the hotel I'm staying at. And if something unfortunate happens to a child while they're in that resort, the least I expect is that they're guided in the right direction to the proper health care.
Now, Hunter was checked out by his family doctor when they got home, who told the Burleys that Hunter had either a viral or bacterial infection, which caused the high fever and the seizure. He now has a clean bill of health. I'm Zarada Ullman. Michelle, back to you.
Thank you.